Alright, welcome back everybody. We are getting into our next match of the night. Team Venom going to be playing their second match of the night against To Be Determined on the red side. To Be Determined getting their second chance to play tonight, ended up getting a Game 1 win off a no-show disqualification, so they're sitting good with 100 points in their pocket. They don't want to try to extend that to a 200-point lead.
Minions have spawned.
Jerry Sandusky choosing to take that Lee Sin into the jungle. He's going to be opposite Zark on Jarvan. Both junglers quite fearsome, quite mobile, and pretty good at pumping out damage while staying safe as well. On the blue side, it's going to be a golden start. On the red side, it's going to be a frog start. Interesting matchup in the mid lane. Malkathos versus Apricot going to be close as to who comes out ahead in that engagement. Sankenyo and Prez, meanwhile, going against the duo of Simrim and Ben in this bottom lane. Ben, wasting no time, grabs the hook out, ends up getting bound by Sankenyo, but Prez eating the Piltover Peacemaker from Ben. Jarvan just now clearing out his red buff as Jerry transitions from his blue buff to the Wolves. Apricot taking a good chunk of damage here from the early Azir aggression. Apricot not going to be able to make a whole lot of plays pre-6, but he is known for his versatility and his adaptability on that champion. Sankenyo going in hard now. The flay coming back from Simran. Ben beautifully uses the flash to dodge the binding from Sankenyo, but Simran may be in trouble here. He gets the heal off, gets the damage onto Zark. Zark receives the heal from his team. The Ignite going down onto him. Sankenyo is going to eat the Peacemaker and the tower shot. That's going to be a kill. Going over to him. Press gets netted. Beautiful play from Ben to pick up the double kill in the bottom lane. He was just drifting toward Ben at a snail's pace, caught that turret shot, and ended up paying for it. Very well played coming out from Ben. Could have been quite a bit of a disaster. Meanwhile, Apricot farming under turret, getting harassed out under turret, has to pop the potion. Azir just, his range and his capabilities are just so extensive. Despite that, Apricot keeping the farm relatively equal, 17 to 17. Not relatively, dead on equal. Sankenyo coming in with the flash and the binding, going to catch him there. The Tormented Soil, will it be enough? Not quite. Apricot going to be sent limping back to base, but has his life in his hands, so he's got that to be grateful for. That flash going to be on cooldown for a little while now. In the bottom lane, and top lane, Odin's son going toe-to-toe with Lone Wolf. Zark coming in for the gank now, gets the smite slow onto Odin's son, gets the W slow onto Odin's son. Lee here for the counter gank. Sandusky wisely choosing to scrap his losses and get dealt a new hand. He's headed back into the jungle there. Just wasn't able to provide that counter gank in the top lane. Unfortunate for Odin's son. He was doing decently up top, mirroring the farm of his opponent, but Lone Wolf, with the help of his jungler, just able to establish a dominant position in the top lane. He's pushing toward the turret while those minions smash into the turret blasts and deny Odin's son XP. He's going to head back to base and grab some items. Meanwhile, Zark trying to do some counter action in the red side jungle. Found himself Jerry, who was pretty low, but got spotted out by Apricot on his way there. The Q going to connect with Sankenyo, but the Black Shield going to fade the crowd control attached to it. So excellent black shield from Sankenya. Simran been playing a lot of Thresh here lately. In the top lane, Odin Sun has joined the fight back again, pushed the minions in his favor. Apricot sitting at 5 in the middle lane. He's going to want to hit 6, want to use his mobility to jump around anything that Azir throws at him, but it's going to be a game of who blinks first. Sankanyo eats it to the face. The death sentence going to pull him back and cause a huge chunk of damage to get put onto him. Simran gets ignited, gets bound. Sankanyo gets too close. The Peacemaker from Ben going to take that one out. These battles in the bottom lane have just been so tight. The death sentence over the wall going to catch Zark out. Jerry misses wide with the Q. Wouldn't have wanted to go in on that one anyway, but here's Ben. Face checks onto Zark. Prez is there to back him up. The flag and drag misses that one though. Jerry Sandusky coming in now, gets the Q damage. Now he wants to go in. Grabs the smite up onto him. Going to grab the kill with that one as well. The Q's going to come back up. Is Prez going to be able to make it out safely? The ace in the hole coming across from Ben. Not quite enough. Ben left with about 75 hit points, heading back to his base on that one. Rome coming out from Apricot in the bottom lane with the help of Sandusky. They're going to try to take this turret out. Top lane, meanwhile, seeing a lot of aggression from Lone Wolf. He is pushed up into this turret, but Odin Sun just now getting back in the lane. Turret still relatively healthy, so he's going to be able to defend this one out. But Dragon is up. Teleports up for both top laners, and with the top lane pushed, Odin Sun's got to take advantage of the fact that Lone Wolf is going back. He doesn't know he's going back yet. Got to take advantage of that fact, get that lane pushed out, and give himself a little bit more breathing room in order to be able to respond to a dragon. Jerry Sandusky going in on this blue buff. Going to take the second one of the game for himself. Meanwhile, Ward's getting dropped. Dragon area still doesn't have any lights on it from either side. Odin Sun finds himself a pink ward, gonna clear that one out. Both sides just transitioning back to their farm and engage style of play. Middle lane, Apricot keeping up with Malkathos, 48 to 55 CS. He is post 6. He will be able to take advantage of the situation. So far giving Apricot a lot of respect. Zark coming in now with the gank here. It's the damage down onto Simran, but Simran responds with the flay and the hook. Beautiful response coming out. A 3v2, and Ben uses the ace in the hole to pick up the kill there. Did quite a bit of damage on Sankenya. Apricot and Malkathos just chugging away at those potions. Malkathos does not want to give an inch to Apricot. Lone Wolf, meanwhile, keeping this lane pushed up as he has all game long. And looks like the first dragon of the game is going to be going over to red team. To be determined, scoring that one for themselves. And they set up 1,000 gold at 10 minutes into the game. Still anybody's game. No towers have fallen just yet. Malkathos going to take that blue buff back to his mid lane, and surely that is going to spell trouble for Apricot. More vision getting controlled now. Quite a deep ward coming out on this side of the map for Team Venom. Apricot being forced to farm underneath his turret. That's not a position that he's used to being in. He is used to being in the middle of the lane, duking it out with his opponent, out-trading him, outplaying him, outsmarting him, and right now Malkathos is just refusing to yield. He's putting tons of damage onto Apricot underneath Apricot's own turret, and just keeping him from roaming, keeping him from getting kills, just really putting his thumb down on top of Apricot. Meanwhile, the damage bottom lane going down onto this turret. Simran showing up, forces the Black Shield out onto Prez in order to avoid the death sentence, and that's going to put Ben and Simran back into this lane and the pressure off of their turret. Odin's Son, meanwhile, pushed himself up a little bit in this top lane. 74 to 79 CS, despite the kill advantage, both doing a decent job. Jerry Sandusky kicking Malkathos back into Apricot, but Apricot gets exhausted, but the Lee Sin help is going to be enough in order to grab that kill. Odin's Son catching himself a Malphite here. He's proving to be quite adept at dishing damage back out. The tier that he's got slowly building up. Ben on the front line there gets the net Peacemaker combo and puts a good bit of damage out himself. He's choosing to go for the Infinity Edge Rush. Meanwhile, Corki just sitting on a frozen mallet. He's got a longsword in his inventory. I'm not sure if that was a misbuy, but it definitely is going to set him back on completing his Trinity Force. 13 minutes into the game, and Corki really nowhere near. Just now going back, is able to get, looks like 2 more pieces of that Trinity Force. Not a lot of gold sitting on him at this point in the game, though. 5,000 gold on Ben, 3,800 gold on Prez. Ben just showing his dominance in this bottom lane. He has put a world of hurt onto Prez, gets the rocket jump out of him, and just skates out of there. Absolutely no problem at all. See ya, boys. I'm gone. That just completely wasted the teleport from Lone Wolf. That leaves to be determined in a great position. Odin's Son is knocking it down in this top lane. Has all the time in the world to push it out. He's going to decide to go back, though. That is not going to be a good thing for his team. That lane is barely pushing in his favor, and the MIA call coming out, noting him missing from the top lane. Ben takes the lantern away. Sakenyo taking some damage from Apricot. That's what he does. Never one to let a good shadow go to waste. Jerry Sandusky gets up in there with a 3-man knockup from Lone Wolf. Takes out Jerry Sandusky. Ben is hanging on by an inch of his life. Ace in the hole. Gonna put some damage down onto Venom, but they are sitting 5 strong with Jerry Sandusky out of this fight. Apricot at 75% health. Not looking good for to be determined. Sweepers clearing out wards as Venom get onto this turret and start to take advantage of their numbers game. Odin's Son in a rough position here. Has to flash up out of that one, but that did stop the engagement. Apricot gets the kill onto the enemy support. He ends up trading his life for it, though, but Ben is here. He is at full health, and Lone Wolf just got snared. The damage going down onto him very hard. Simran is within range, gets the exhaust. Will the death sentence come back up? The net backward, going to put Ben in a beautiful position to get the kill here. Zard has to put damage down onto him. Malkathos responding as well with those soldiers. Jerry Sandusky not in a good position here. Wants to get ward jump. Not going to happen. That Valkyrie going to come up in plenty of time. So lots of chaos all over the map. 3 people dead on red side. 7 to 8. And the gold lead is inconsequential at 16 minutes into the game. Dragons are in favor of blue side, though they have won. Sorry, Dragons are in favor of red side. They have won. Blue side don't have any, so Venom really wants to grab this dragon here. Equalize thing, that's going to put a dragon in their favor, and that is 1-1 on that objective. This contest is just heating up. Both sides are taking objectives, taking kills off the other, but both are proving to be equally adept at handling one another at this stage in the game. Biggest disparity coming down to our bottom lane, 5-1 on Ben. Perez sits at 3-1 at 84 farm to Ben's 104. So far, Ben has proven to be quite a force in this game, has gotten his team in quite a good few positions through kills, through map pressure. Big fight coming up in this jungle here, but just a cold war of vision, a little bit of poke going back and forth. Corky throwing a few rockets. Not going to find too much there. Dragon not going to be in contention for a little while. Both sides just attempting to feel each other out. It's amazing this pink ward is still in the brush. Malkathos chasing back members of To Be Determined with his soldiers here. Getting a lot of damage put down. And that ward's still going to stay, but Apricot going in hard. Decides pop his ability back again and get out of there, but he saw himself an opening and just really wanted to get that kill onto Malkathos. Not going to happen though. Team was there to back him up, and now they set their sights on this turret. Sandusky falling very low. Simran gets the hook out on the Sankanyo, but ends up taking a lot of poke damage off the front as well. That's going to be a turret down in the top lane though, thanks to Odin's son. He has been getting his split push on this entire time, and because of that they're going to be able to trade turret for turret, but unfortunately red team left without any help here. The Jarvan ultimate, beautiful there, catching Ben and Simran, but Simran grabbing the death sentence onto Lone Wolf. Malkathos going to pick that one up though. Prez in a position to get ulted by Ben here. The Peacemaker going to try to take it, but nope, not going to happen. Odin's son wants to play cleanup crew here. All members of Venom are very low. He's not going to find much success in that as Malkathos brings up the back line, grabs himself a double kill, and they have pulled ever so slightly into the lead here. 2,500 gold lead in their favor, and dragons are even, towers are even. Where is it going to go from here? Vision all over the map. We're seeing wards from red team, from blue team, on the red side, on the blue side. Both playing the vision game quite well. Those wards just now expiring, and both sides are going to want to get back out there and reapply that blanket vision and clear that fog away from the map. Apricot going to blue buff out. Blue buff actually fairly decent on Zed as a champion, despite the fact that he doesn't have mana. That cooldown reduction really helps him out. Both sides dancing around the river now. Vision being cleared out thanks to a good pink ward in the brush here. Apricot choosing to go back and heal up and buy. He hasn't had a lot of success this game, and Lone Wolf catches him out. The burn damage going over, but the Thresh Lantern going to carry him to safety. That cost him his flash, though. Lone Wolf ended up paying with his flash as well in order to get that engagement, as well as his ult. That left a perfect opportunity bottom lane, though. Prez choosing to knock that turret down. He's got his Triforce built. Unfortunately for him, Ben has his Infinity Edge and a Zeal on top of it. Simran going in, wants to defend this turret, ends up eating the Dark Binding. Santenyo providing his team with a great opportunity for a kill there. Odin's Son getting chased down, knocked up here. Smite coming across from him. The Jarvan ultimate is going to lock him down, but his flash is going to get him out to safety. Prez, meanwhile, plugging away at the turrets. The minions took care of the turret in the top lane, and that's another turret in the bottom lane. That extends their lead to 5,000 gold. Dragon going to be live in 30 seconds, and that coverage of the river, thanks to the crab buff, going to be so crucial. The second dragon of the game could end up deciding quite a bit as both sides make their position for this inevitable team fight. Dragon just now spawning. Apricot going in to provide some poke damage. Members of To Be Determined very skittish around this dragon pit, and for good reason. Jerry Sandusky wanted to bring it up around the pit and get himself and his team a dragon steal, but he was just too late to the party, and he got spotted out by the ward coverage. (14-8) now, 6,000 gold lead in favor of Venom, and they are on their way to getting their second win of the night. Quite a bit on the line this game. Two members of both teams betting each other a mystery skin on the outcome, so gotta be a nail biter. Ben slowly pushing that bottom lane out, building his farm back up, 151 to 126. He took a little hiatus there during the mid-game skirmishes, and farm totals started to equalize themselves out just a little bit more. But he's made up what he lost with that going to bottom lane. Odin's Son really pulling ahead here, making up for the 2 kills that Lone Wolf has on him with a good 31 farm advantage. Also reestablishing control of his vision on the top side of the jungle. Red team circling around, trying to get a good pick position onto Venom. To Be Determined have to play on the back foot at this point in the game, though. They're looking for any mistakes that Venom put out, and they are moving through the jungle right now as a group. Saikanyo coming dangerously close to catching all 4 team members. Zark checks with the flag and spots them out. That cost To Be Determined quite a bit of time. Venom was in the top lane as a 4-man group pushing down that inner turret. All that's left in that lane is the inhibitor turret. Nakathos getting some great range damage down on Simrim. Grabs Prez, forces the Valkyrie out of him. That's going to be down for a while. Lone Wolf just being a menace here, and Simrim not finding anything with that hook. They did manage to push Venom off of that turret, but look, they've re-engaged on this mid lane turret, and they are going back in for it again. Apricot wants to make something happen. Prez goes in with the ultimate, with the Q. Apricot and Sandusky just get absolutely shredded. Simran is out of this fight too. Lone Wolf is sitting there tanking the turret like a beast. And Caitlyn ace in the hole. That's got to find somebody. Ben grabs that kill for himself, but the Corky Phosphorus Bomb and the ultimate end up grabbing Prez the kill there as well. Odin's Son not healthy enough to fend this off. That is going to be an ace in favor of Team Venom. The first inhibitor of the game going to go down to them, and they've got 3 seconds until Simran and Sandusky are up, choosing to get out and take their victory with them. Great play, great decision making and execution coming across for Venom in that fight, that series of fights there. They disengaged off quite a few many, but they found the fight that they wanted. They picked it up and went with it. And Apricot, it looked like he just got impatient. He saw an opening and thought, yeah, you know, this might be the best that I'm going to get, and went in for it. And ended up costing his team there. They needed the Zed alive and slugging it out in that team fight, and just practically as soon as he went into that engagement, he just got blown up. Simran clearing out the vision around the Baron area at 27 minutes into the game. That objective is on everybody's mind, even when they're not actively moving to take it or defend it. Everybody trying to keep control of that area. Sark clearing out this board. That pink board going to be a nuisance to be determined. Meanwhile, putting down their own pink board here, but every time they see Venom, they have to back up out of it. That pink board not going to do them any good. Venom slowly pushing up, getting control of the pit area, trying to force to be determined so far back that they can't come forward and check. It's either that or to be determined end up making some big mistakes. And right here, Apricot making a very big mistake. That leaves his team open and very much exposed. Great time for Venom to set their sights on the Baron. They're going to do exactly that. The only thing they have to fear at this point is a steal coming out from Jerry Sandusky. Tried to steal the dragon earlier in the game, wasn't able to get it. Fresh death sentence, not going to take it out either. Baron buff going handily in Venom's favor, and to be determined have to be wondering what their next move is going to be. They've got an inhibitor down. They're facing a team with a fresh Baron buff on them that is not backing. They are pushing. They're not just pushing, they are split pushing. Prez is in the bottom lane. No, Prez is headed to solo Dragon. Believe it or not, Prez is down there taking out Dragon by himself while his team buys him some time. To be determined have no clue what's going on right now. This Dragon is completely ninja. Prez has taken it out from underneath to be determined without so much as a whisper of response. Not that they were in a position to respond to it very much anyway, but that is just another dragon, the third dragon of the game that Venom has secured. And they are in a fantastic position to close this game out. 20-10 at almost 30 minutes into the game, 10,000 gold lead in their favor. To be determined, just trying to clear these minion waves out. Everything has been pushed up into them, and it doesn't look like Venom are going to let up off the gas. They are repositioning themselves. They want this bottom turret, this bottom inhibitor. Sandusky going just a little bit too deep into the jungle there. Gets caught out by the Morgana snare. A lot of damage going down onto him. Lone Wolf was within range to secure that kill with the Unstoppable Force. Chose not to use it, so that is still going to be available in this extended engagement. Look at the poke coming out. The constant threat of Dark Binding. Simran hooks himself, a very tanky Lone Wolf, and just nothing going to come of that. So pretty much free turret, free inhibitor, thanks to the constant threat of Senkenyo's Dark Bindings, Malkathos' extremely long range and high damaging poke. With the second inhibitor of the game down now, to be determined can only sit there and play defense. They have no map objectives to go after at this point and no way to do it with 2 inhibitors down. And right now Venom are not backing out. They are pushing this third lane in, and if the results are the same as they were in the bottom lane, it's game over for To Be Determined. They have to take a stand. They have to make it here and now. With that inhibitor in the middle lane and respawning, if Venom grabs the turret here, grabs the inhibitor, then there's nothing stopping them from steamrolling that. To Be Determined have to do something here. Unstoppable force going in onto Jerry Sandusky, onto Ben. Lone Wolf is just absolutely wrecking Ben out of this fight. Jerry Sandusky wanting to make something happen here. Zark responds to that, gets damage down on Odin's son. Lone Wolf going after Ben. Ben had absolutely no peel for himself in this fight. Lone Wolf going to throw that Q out. That's going to take it. The ace coming across for them. And they have 13 seconds of breathing room. More realistically, a good 20 seconds before any fight can be put up for these inhibitor turrets. They don't have the minions. That is the only thing stopping them at this point. They have a few minions here onto the turret. That's going to be more than enough. They're going to be able to take out at least both of these turrets. Prez wants to stick around. Lone Wolf and Zark deciding to back out. Apricot coming back up. And they don't want attempt to wake that dragon there. Apricot's still dealing quite a bit of damage, just not, he has not hit his snowball this game at all. He's 3 and 5, 184 farm, and just hasn't had a chance to really flex his muscles very much this game at all. 3 inhibitors down though. To Be Determined can only sit in their base. From here on out, it gets pretty ugly for them. At this point, I'm not sure exactly what they can do to try. They've got 1 turret on the map left to work with. 1 turret. And if they can make that work for them, then they might start down a long road of trying to get back in this game. But they have no split push potential. They have to stick in their base and clear out these super minions, and it's just a matter of time. Team Venom slowly making their way, bringing those minions to the turret. That's going to provide them plenty good cover to engage here. Lone Wolf has his ultimate, and Malkathos is already putting down so much damage that To Be Determined can't get anywhere near their turret. Damage goes down onto all parties. Apricot trying to get in there and put some back himself, but that is going to be the game. The Nexus goes over to Venom. To Be Determined ends up falling. Second game of the night. Well, folks, we are sitting at 9 o'clock Central Time, and that's not going to leave us enough time to start another game and reliably finish before 10 o'clock. So we will end up holding that one over until next week. Got ourselves a good 4 games in this week, though. Something to be proud of. We will see everybody after PAX. Remember, PAX is January 24th. Take a look on your calendars there. We will be back January 31st with our second set of games for the season. Can't wait to see everybody here. Good having everybody out tonight. Y'all take care.